Won't be crazy. I think you'll enjoy what I have to say. Hey, could you give me a little adjustment? Get my better half tilted up just a smidge. Oh, wait, whoa, don't go crazy here. A little to the Randy.
Matt?
John, Matt. Actually, give me a little. Too much.
Like
All right, perfect.
that?
Yeah. Okay, so week 2. Welcome. Survived week 1. Okay, no one's excited. Is that it? Let's go! Okay, that was pretty. That wasn't great. All right, we'll work on it. So, you guys worked on your Me, Myself, and I. For those of you who are confused, yes, I did make a mistake, shocked the world, and I put the wrong due date for it. So it was like due yesterday at noon or something. Weird. If I say it in class, that's the overall king. So if I say it and I somehow make a mistake online, probably 9 times out of 10 that's what happened. Email me, say, Mr. K, it looks like the date says it's due Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Yeah, that won't be correct. So it was due tonight at midnight. So if you haven't turned it in yet, totally fine, don't freak out. Who had problems submitting too big of a file? 2, 3, 7, 12. Yes, some of you did. So I need a volunteer, someone who has finished the project but has not submitted it yet. You're done with it but have not turned it in?
Yes.
Can you open up your iPad and AirPlay for me, please? P1. So, I'm going to show you guys how to submit large files. You don't need to minimize it. You don't need to shrink your file size down. You don't need to take pictures out so it's smaller, because presentations will always be too large. So I will show you a simple way to submit it. You'll slap yourself because it was so easy. And then we will work out from there. I have a couple other things to talk about. Did you get it? P1?
Yeah.
8357. 1, 2, 3. Maybe kick one person out. I don't want 21. All right. Okay, so he's finished. He's done. He's ready to submit. You go over here to this button right here, the arrow. Click it. Ooh, right on. Then you click copy link right here. Okay. Bottom left, click copy link. Now go to Moodle, where you need to submit it. Go to the assignment.
Put your
right here. Work on Me, Myself, and I presentation. Click that. Now he's going to click. It's overdue. Looks like you're gonna lose points. Add submission right here. And then scroll down. Text box. Think you know where this is going. Click on it. Paste into there your documents. Now click Save Changes, and that'll give me an automatic link to your OneDrive. So we'll be just doing it online. It won't have anything to do with Moodle. So this will just link outside. So click Save Changes, and now it's submitted. And I'll be able to access the full presentation, all the things on it, and you're good to go. Does that make sense? Anyone still confused about that? Everyone knows how to submit large files on Moodle. Cool beans. I'm going to pass out a card. 6, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, and we have 21. So there's going to be one joker. Okay? And that person's kicked out of class. That person will have get to choose which group to be into.
Or the Joker can choose to take on Batman in an epic battle.
Yes, sir.
They want to do that too, yeah. I'll go get my Batman costume out. I don't quite have a voice.
Yeah, there's believe me, your interpretations are like it. Ah!
miscount? Uh-oh.
Giving us a secret.
Seth already has
I'm
one.
having minor
I already got one.
What,
Yes, we got a few cards.
or was it already sitting on your desk? Okay, cool. Alright,
Magic.
we'll worry about those later, I maybe should have passed those. We'll worry about those later, and maybe should have passed those out, at the second half, but once we get there, we'll get there. So. Alright, no side talking here a second. If you wanna stay on the screen, I'm gonna mute you for a half second. I'll mute you a little bit later. Okay, so. 42. What is that a number of? Guesses? 42.
Waffles in Wisconsin.
What'd you say?
Waffles in Wisconsin.
Huh? Jackie Robinson. That's his number, but what do you think 42 means right now for mine? Yeah.
The answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Yes, no, that's 43. No, 42, number of emails I got this weekend from students and parents. Okay, I'm fine with it, totally great. Now, there's gonna be some little bit of requirements for when you guys email me. Maybe I should have gone over this last week. I'm gonna slightly talk about it. My expectations, because now, after the first week of grace, if it's not correct, if it's not the right format, I'm swiping left. That's the delete, okay? I'm just gonna delete it, I'm not gonna read it, okay? So, how you start an email, every single time, okay? The subject, you have to put a subject in, don't leave it blank. And here's the other thing not to do. Some of you did it, I get why, but it doesn't quite make sense for saving me time. I teach you world history, you don't need to remind me, okay? You don't need to put world history here, okay? If it's an algebra problem, sure, switch it to algebra 2, and then I'll try to answer your algebra problems. I'm not that great with algebra though. But you don't need to remind me that I teach you world history. I'll assume you're in my class. I had one student who emailed me this week, I feel really bad. Thought he was someone else. Kinda got mad because I thought he hadn't done his assignments and quizzes. He turned out to be a different person. I felt really bad, but I already apologized to him. So, make sure the subject should not be this. Your subject should always be, for everything, not just emailing me, 3 to 5 words, and it should be a summary, okay? I should know exactly what you're gonna ask me about or email me about from the 3 to 5 words you put in your subject, okay? It could be a little bit more if you want, alright? But don't put question, okay? I'm gonna assume if you're emailing me for a reason. Don't put question, don't put world history, don't put Mr. K, don't put urgent dying in a river, cause I don't know if I can help you with an email, I might not see it in time. But, 3 to 5 word summary, I should know exactly what's going on. Now, we get to your body paragraph, okay? This is the actual chunk of meat that we're talking for emails. It's 5 taps on a keyboard, okay? So don't tell me you don't have time to intro something with Mr. K, comma, Mr. Kamink, comma, hello Mr. K, comma, greetings, comma.
Merry Wednesday.
You should always have it proper, greet it, okay? Don't just hop right in. Don't say world history and then say, got a question for you, exclamation point. That's not a proper email, okay? Make sure you're using my time wisely, okay? You intro it somehow, Mr. K. If you really wanna be nice, hope your weekend is going spectacular. You have a great taste in shoes. I also like sunset orange. I don't know, whatever. That's what it is. You can put that in if you want. You don't have to. Now your body, what you're actually talking about, okay? Proofread. Okay? Proofread and make sure everything is spelled correctly. Alright? Make sure it's proper grammar and you explain yourself. Okay? You don't even understand what you're saying. I probably won't either. You're not Riddler from the Batman. You don't need to give me a riddle I can't solve until Monday morning. Okay? Make sure you, in your email, explain yourself really well. Use specific assignment names. Use specific classes, specific unit labels. Okay? Reference specific RenWeb assignments. Don't just say, I have a question, I don't understand the assignment you gave us yesterday. What if I don't get it till the next day after that? Then we're a day behind, I don't understand, okay? Be specific. Assume I'm not gonna see it for a week, so I could come back in a week and know exactly what you're asking. But, I think my average this week, I think I checked kind of briefly, it was about 22 minutes of average response time, okay? One took me like 5 hours. But on average, it was almost instantaneous, or about 20 minutes response time. And I don't think teachers are required to respond within 24 hours, but I'm gonna try to keep it under an hour. I get all my emails to my phone and my watch, So if I respond right away, it's because I can respond. If I don't, it's because I'm busy and I can't get to an email at the time. But I'm gonna respond instantaneously that I get it, okay? But I don't want you to waste my time outside of class, okay? Because I'm using extra time to respond to your questions, especially on the weekend. Okay, I was told by several teachers, you should shut down for the weekend, don't answer any emails, but that's not really the kind of guy I am. I don't like to just leave emails out there. I'll respond to them if you guys have them. And you guys are worrying about it, I don't want you to worry about it, okay? But don't waste my time, okay? And the biggest thing, if I even get a hint that your email is gonna have this in it, alright, I'm deleting it. Do not use text language in an email. If you have my phone number, if you somehow get it sometime down the line, if you're coach or something, you're texting me, sure, alright? You can put you instead of YOU. I'm fine with that, okay? But if you put it in an email, I'm deleting it. I'm not gonna respond to it. I'm not gonna waste my time if you're not gonna take the time to correctly format words for me too. Or if words are spelled wrong, every other word's spelled wrong, I'm not gonna respond, okay? So if you text me, help, I'm dying in a ditch, you need to come get here, but the U spelled this way, I'm deleting it, sorry. Alright, you're gonna be missing, maybe I'll mention it Monday, after we get back. Oh yeah, by the way, they emailed me, I deleted it though.
Your
So you
reference.
need me to say
This random person
why
died in the
any
text, but I
questions
didn't
on
care
emails?
because they spelled the word you wrong.
Any other questions on emails, okay? Otherwise, we should be on the same page, so when I get emails from you guys, should be proper formatting. Cool beans. Okay, next thing, we got me, myself, and I to do at midnight tonight. Tomorrow, we're gonna get into small groups and we're gonna present them. Alright, it won't be presenting, but we're gonna have a conversation together. You'll just turn your screens to the two other people in your group and explain yourself. Any extra time, you'll get to work on this assignment that I'm now going to explain. If you wanna pull up Moodle, or if you close your iPad already, someone else can. Go to Moodle, everyone else should too as well. Pull Moodle up, please. I've got two different assignments to explain. One's a repetitive one, and one's assignment that's due Wednesday at midnight. I muted you. 8690. So, let's go to current events first. We'll do current events, okay? Current events is a project that's gonna be a repetitive project each week. Project is an intimidating word. An assignment, okay? Due every Friday. I'm gonna walk you through it. If you go to, week 2, Monday. Anyone else have a link here? You should have a link.
It says note-taking assignment.
Scroll all the way up to the top. X out of that. Important documents or current event guidelines. It's literally sitting right there, I guess. Current event guidelines. Everyone should pull it up. There's gotta be no confusions on this. This is due Friday. We'll get class time in later this week to work on it though, so we're all on the same page. I'm gonna explain it now, and then we'll be ready to go. Ready to hit the ground running. So, throughout the course of this year, you will be interacting with and responding to current events and news that are happening around the world, in our world. Your assignment is to find a news article or articles and summarize what you find out and learn about that event, and then respond and analyze what happened and how it will impact our world today. I want you to summarize, analyze. That's all it is, okay? So, requirements. Article title or article source, and article source. So, the top of your document, MLA format, okay, so you should have a notes out in writing some of this stuff down if you're gonna get confused later. Alright, I don't want an email that says, hey, what was that thing you said at class? So, MLA format, so you'll start with your name, my name, class name, and then the date. That's the top of your document, single spaced, okay? This whole thing should be single spaced. Then, you'll have the article title. So, the article you're gonna look at CNN is Honeybees Take Over Pennsylvania. Honeybees Take Over Pennsylvania, okay?
What if that has
There's the
been-
article title. It's very at the middle, centered on your document. Right underneath is the article source, okay? All of these sources, I'm gonna assume you're not gonna get out of an actual paper. You're gonna look online on CNN, Fox News, any news outlet, Chandler Local News, anything you wanna find for a local a news outlet. So you're gonna have the actual website,
Snooze news.
listed right underneath, centered as well, okay? Title, and then the website you're gonna paste, and this is gonna be citing your source. I was gonna make you cite them actually legitimately, and I decided, you know what? I'll let you guys take the easy way, and you can just paste the actual URL. I should be able to click on this, and it automatically takes me to my website. You know, where you paste, you press return, and it like hyperlinks it. I should be able to click on this, and it takes me to the website. So there's all your things you set this up with, okay? Now you have the article itself. So you need to summarize and you need to analyze. So the summary, you read through the document, you read through the article, you come over here, and for the first paragraph, you summarize what you just read. What did they talk about? This isn't a research project. You're not gonna read a news article and then go onto websites and research about that. I want you interacting with news articles. That's the whole point of this, okay? So you summarize what the news article said. What did they draw attention to? What was it about? What happened specifically, okay? Summary, that's the first half. Second half is analysis, and this is the whole point, the life lesson, the idea I want you guys to learn and work through. How does this impact your world? Why was it written, and why is it important or unimportant? And this is analysis, so these are your own words, all right? Second paragraph is your own words, and analyzing that document. So summary is the first half, analysis is the second half. Now, summary. I didn't say copy and paste. All right? I didn't say copy, I didn't say plagiarize, I didn't say transfer, okay? I didn't say similar, it's summary. That means your own words, okay? This is huge, I'm very strict on this. Plagiarism is a 0. If I even sense, I might even get a hint, okay? I'm already gonna have turn it in, so turn it in will check that. If I even get a hint like, these words don't sound like yours, and I check, even though one sentence is word for word copied, that's plagiarism and it's an automatic 0. If it happens again, it's another 0, and then it's gonna be another punishment as well. I'd probably make you write a new assignment, do an extra assignment somehow outside as an extra punishment, but I don't mess around with plagiarism, okay? It's an automatic 0, no questions asked. That's the only way you can fail this. If you put this title, this format, and your title on it, I promise you won't get a 0. The only way to get a 0 on this assignment is to plagiarize it. I really feel bad for you guys. You guys are at a huge disadvantage because your iPads allow 2 things up at once. And I guarantee you, every time you write papers, you put your notes or you put your source right on the right side, your paper on the left, and you just type away. That is the prime way for plagiarism. So I promise you, the only way you can do this legitimately without plagiarizing, read it, close it, open up your document, and summarize it. Doesn't mean you can't go back, check what they said, what was the numbers, 17,466 Bs, we're in Pennsylvania, that's fine. But read it, close it, open it, write it, okay? Don't have them next to each other, I promise you, you will plagiarize whether you know it or not. Okay, any questions on plagiarism? I'm very no tolerance whatsoever about plagiarism or copying or cheating, yeah.
So if we use like a 2 to 3 word phrase from the article.
Well, yes, that's fine, but
Okay.
you shouldn't have a direct quote that's 5 lines long. You
Okay.
shouldn't have anything that's the same words. Open it, read it, close it, open your document and write it, okay? Do not copy and paste, 0 tolerance. Same thing with, hey, let's get together and write all our current events, okay? You're writing it the same, sounds the same as the same person, that's plagiarism. You're copying all together. Yeah.
So not about plagiarism, but, are you going to give us like an assignment, at the beginning of the week, like, are you gonna tell us the title of what we have to look
No,
up? Or are
this
we
is all
just
you,
going
you
and
get to
looking at-
choose, you can go on to
Okay.
CNN, anything that interests you, you can write on. Now, my requirement for news articles is it has to have happened and being written on in 3 weeks from the due date, okay? So this Friday, you can write on anything in the past 3 weeks that happened. If you're somebody that likes to work ahead, how many does that mean you can write ahead at one time? Holding it up in my hand, 3, yes, you can go 3 weeks ahead. Now, let's say next week, since I don't even know what we're doing yet, Friday for sure, I'm still deciding. Next week, let's say I give a big assignment, I say, you know what, no current event this week Friday. And you're like, well, Mr. K, I already wrote it. Totally fine, you get to transfer it to the next week, okay? So if you like to work ahead, I will not punish you for that. I love the initiative, we'll push it back. So let's say, well, then that's 4 weeks out that's fine. I pushed it back, I'll let you do that. So if you wanna work ahead, crank out 3 of these now and don't worry about this for another month, love it. Okay, I did it in high school too. This is the exact same assignment my teacher gave me when I was maybe I was a junior, probably a sophomore. Exact same. So, any questions? Yeah?
Do you want the summary and the analysis split up into 2 paragraphs? or
Yes,
just- okay.
separate. You're summarizing, you're analyzing. I don't want you to mix in between.
Okay.
Okay, make sense? Should be 1 page, double spaced. Cannot be shorter, but if you wanna go longer, if you're really into it, if you're really passionate about it, you can go longer. I would ask no longer than 2 pages. If you're consistently turning in 3, I'll be a little frustrated with you. Every once in a while, 3 is fine, whatever, but it can't be shorter. Alright, double spaced, font 11-point font. I think that's standard on iPads when you start a new document. Now, I need to say this because it's gonna happen. I'll say it anyway, and you're gonna, 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you will still do it. I'm not dumb, okay? I've been a student too. This is single spaced. Don't double space this. Don't make it 30 font and make it half your page. Don't make your title 45 with fancy lettering, bold, underlined, italicized, and then you get down there and only half your page is left to write on. This should take the top 5 lines. That's it. The rest should be all summary and analysis. Don't try it. I know you're probably thinking it, and I know you probably do it for other classes. Don't try it, alright? If you do wanna make it fancy, then you gotta be going on to the next page. It should be a full page of content. It's double spaced, so that's really only a half page of writing, yeah.
Do we need a header too, for MLA?
No, don't need a header. MLA, I get that, but this is only 1 page, so
Okay.
you don't need a header for that, no.
What's the MLA?
It is MLA in the fact that you need this, but I'm not making you do sources and I'm not making you do headers right now. When we get into some bigger papers, that's what it is. But everything assume MLA. I'm not gonna put it on my assignments because that's what Valley's is. Questions on this? Current events. Due Friday. We're gonna have class time later this week, so we're all on the same page. I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna walk around, make sure everyone's on the same page for this. We'll get a little bit of class time. But every Friday, unless stated different. Sound good? Okay, can you go to Monday, today, week 2 Monday, and there should be a note-taking assignment. And this is where your cards that you have on your desks will come into play. I always place things
The
everywhere.
note-taking assignment?
Huh?
The note-taking?
Mm-hmm. Can you get to that? Alright, so hang on. Before you open that, everyone should be there, but look up here a second. You'll notice 2 documents, okay? World History Sample Reading, remember that for later. And then we have World History How to Take Notes Assignment. Click on the How to Take Notes Assignment.
Where?
It's on week 2, Monday. Hopefully this opens, otherwise I could have made mistakes. I won't actually delete them, but I will delete them if it's like the texting and shit thing, but I'm gonna try to respond if I can to you guys. Alright, how-to notes. 5 different styles. I handed out 5 different numbered cards. Who got the Joker? Lucky duck. Alright, you get to choose.
You wanna take on
Did you already
Batman
choose
in
your
an
number?
epic duel?
Or am I confused with classes? You haven't chosen a number yet, have you?
No.
Okay, cool, you're fine. Okay, so, for this assignment, you'll be assigned a note-taking method to research. Once assigned, you will research your note-taking method and develop arguments for and against, so that the class can decide which note-taking style is most efficient and best used for history. You already heard this, so you're fine, right? I think I
No,
talked about
I
this.
did not hear this.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you weren't there. Okay, no, you're good. So, we're gonna be doing a note-taking style, okay? You all are like, oh, how do I take notes in class? If you don't know, great. If you're already a professional, awesome. These are 5 different styles of notes. I think these are the best 5. Other people could argue different, but I think these are the most efficient 5. I've done all these different ones in college at one point or another. So, I handed out 5 different cards. I'm gonna assign you a set to go. Now, I've told you this before. I'm a very emotional teacher. I love LeBron James and the Lakers. They won this weekend. I came back onto the document and I edited it and made it easier for you guys. I changed it so you can work with partners, and I took down a bunch of the requirements because LeBron James had a stellar game and I felt like we had to celebrate, okay? So if you wanna root for a team in the NBA, root for my team, because I promise you it will directly affect you in class.
Let's go.
So you can thank LeBron, alright, call him up and let him know. So, hold up your cards, 6s, hold up your cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys are picking groups of 2. So between those 4, you're gonna make it 2 groups of 2. 7s, hold up your card. 1, 2, 3, 4. In that group of 4, you're picking groups of 2. Okay? 8s, hold up your card. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're making groups of 2. 8s. 9s, hold up your cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Groups of 2. 10s. Hold them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Groups of 2. Joker. You get to choose. 6, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, and then you'll make a group of 3 for this project. So, who would you like? You gotta choose now before we assign the random ones. Okay, alright, you're an 8. Now I need a 1-6 card. Who has a 6? Just hold one up, that's close to me. What do you got? Oh, perfect, yeah, I need a 6. 7. 8.
I have an 8.
I'll take your 9. 8, 10. Perfect. Alright, we're gonna assign them randomly because I don't want you to choose or have any bias, okay? If you want, I want you to learn a new style, or maybe you'll get lucky and you already know. Okay, for Cornell, get your notes out. You're gonna write down which group you get assigned to. Cornell note style. 9s. 9s are the Cornell note style. Write that down. That's the one you'll be researching. Oh, no, not 10, sorry. Mind mapping. 7s. 7s are mind mapping. Alright, write that down. Make sure you know it. Outline. 10s. 10s are outline style note taking. Alright, we have sentence and charting. Which one do you want me to pull next?
Sentence.
Sentence I'm pulling next. 6s.
Oh.
Got sentence. 6s got sentence. Which means it's not rigged. 8 got charting note style. These are not in an order of best to worst, I promise you. Okay? These are all great in their own way. Now, you're in groups of 2, and you just got assigned a group. You are now advocates for this style of notes. Public service announcement. Sentence. I don't want you to tell me that it's a noun and a verb, okay? Make sure a sentence is a note-taking style, okay? I promise you there's specific things to do, but make sure you're actually researching that charting. You're not just making charts, make sure you're researching actually. All right, let me go through requirements for this assignment. So with partners, thank LeBron on that one. Research your note-taking style. You're gonna research. Create pros and cons list. 5 pros, 5 cons. That was supposed to be 10 and 10, took half of them off. Okay, LeBron again. So, 5 and 5, 5 pros, 5 cons. That'll be as simple as Googling 5 pros and cons to Cornell note style. I'm sure online has them somewhere, okay? Create a PowerPoint presentation promoting and explaining your note taking. You are promoting this. This is the best note taking style ever invented, whether you think so or not. That is your argument style that you're taking. Okay? You have a title slide, 4 body slides explaining it, and then a conclusion and a sources slide. Alright, what internet sources did you use? That's where they'll go. It says 8, that's wrong, because I took 1 off. I was gonna make you do 1 more body, I took that off as well. Only 4 now, okay? So title slide, 4 body slides, conclusion, sources. And then, when I drew attention before the doc, was the sample reading. You're gonna take notes over the sample pages on textbook. Okay, so I posted 3 pages. I was gonna do 10, I decided that was way too many. You're only gonna read 3 pages from the textbook. I think it's like why study history or something like, or importance of history maybe, something like that. You're gonna read those, and then with your note-taking style, we'll take notes on those pages. That goes into your PowerPoint presentation. Alright? Thursday, I'll have you guys get together with your 2 groups of 2, and you'll decide which presentation to show in front of class. We'll fly through it real quick, and then we'll have a discussion over it. Question?
Do the slides have to be on both iPads or just one?
You're gonna both submit the project, but it will be identical. Okay? I don't wanna have to go onto a checklist and say, okay, this guy turned it in So I gotta make sure that this partner is down here, didn't turn anything in, I got that. You're both submitting something and it's identical. So, you'll have one PowerPoint presentation. Your very first slide will have a pros and cons list. Then it will go to your title, core body, conclusion, sources, and then you will scan in the notes you take with your style of reading from the textbook pages. 10-4, make sense?
See.
Okay? We'll have a discussion in class, so you'll all be pros on this, so I'll expect you guys to contribute with your reading style, okay? And then it's due at midnight. I don't know why I said 10. I mean, hopefully you're all done by 10 at that point, but it's due on midnight on Wednesday. Now, I am legally required to have you guys have an assignment on Wednesdays and an Ed Puzzle video. But I promise you, the video is gonna be about a minute, maybe 2 minutes long, and this is gonna be what I want you to work on Wednesday. You're gonna work on this, you'll have the whole day of your class time to work on this Wednesday. With a partner, I don't foresee this taking very long, okay? Any questions right now? None. All makes sense, clear as mud? So, you guys should have all had number partners. You're gonna get into groups of 2, group of 3, and then you're gonna work with them, okay? Don't cooperate. Collaborate? How did I say cooperate? Coerce? Yeah, mix the 2 words. Don't collaborate with the other set of 2. You guys are separate groups. I get you're doing the same one, but you're working independently. Friday, the day after it's due and we go over it, you're gonna fill out an independent survey, okay? How your partner did, participation wise. If you're worried you're gonna do all the work, I reward that, okay? If you get stuck, I get random groups. Sometimes you get stuck with someone who doesn't do anything. I understand that and I will take that into account, okay? You'll fill out you'll fill out anonymous, your partner will never know you did it, and I will get those to know if you guys participated or not. Questions, concerns, cares, joys? You guys have the rest of class to work on this, okay? Use the rest of class to, shh, one more thing, I shouldn't have missed you so fast. Use the rest of this class time to get with your partner and to divvy up workload, okay? Because Wednesday, you're not in person, okay? So you either have to be able to communicate with them on Wednesday, or you need to know already what you gotta get done Wednesday.